And if I told you once, I ain't gonna tell you twice. Salute all my real ones. Yeah, look, bro. Mysterious objects hiding in the Kuiper belt. This is kind of a long video, so we gonna get straight to it. Like button, subscribe button, notification bell, press those. Let's go.
Since we began exploring space, we've been looking farther out in the solar system to see what's there. And in 1992, we discovered the Kuiper belt, an icy dim region beyond Neptune's orbit. There have been a lot of interesting discoveries there recently, and some strange and mysterious objects have been found floating around in the belt. And one of the—
Yo, which one of y'all ever seen the movie Ender's Game? Like, and didn't they come from the Kuiper belt, or wasn't it like the people from Day the Earth Stood Still? That's Pluto. I don't know, but somebody came from the Kuiper belt and wanted to smoke with us, and then they called me, you know what I'm saying, me being the real person that I am, you know what I'm saying, the government knocked on my door and was like, yo, the aliens is coming, like, we're gonna need you to save us. And I'm like, all right, cool, but what's in it for me? They're like, well, if they're gonna come end the world, you know, do you want to keep living? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm kind of a selfish bastard, and I've been trying to win the lotto for like the last 8 years and I haven't been able to win. So what's really in it for me? And they're like, all right, cool. How about we give you like $1 million? I'm like, no. How about you give me $15 million and make it tax free? And yeah, I need a direct line to be able to text the president, as long as, you know what I'm saying, they call me King, Your Highness, Majesty. They're like, cool. So then I pulled up, you know what I'm saying, ran down on the aliens with some plastic forks and spoons and got them up out of there. That's how the story goes. But before we get into this video, like button, subscribe button, notification bell, press those. Let's go.
These has
True story.
Scientists completely baffled. What are these objects? And is it possible one of them is an alien ship? Get ready to find out the answers to this and more. The Kuiper belt has millions of strange objects in it. Some are 100 kilometers wide, and some are really huge, measuring 1,000 kilometers in diameter. So what are they? Kuiper belt objects, or trans-Neptunian objects, are the remnants of the very birth of our solar system that happened about 4.5 billion years ago. It's a huge volume of space, as you can imagine. While we had just discovered a tiny fraction of this region, we've already found about 2,000 Kuiper belt objects. However, some of them raise more questions than they give answers. In April 2016, the New Horizons probe reached the dark and mysterious Kuiper belt. As the probe was moving past Pluto and nearing the belt, it discovered a weird object on a strange trajectory. It was given the name Aron, and it was measured at 133 kilometers in diameter. While researchers were looking at it, it appeared to grow brighter and then dim in a precise rhythm, suggesting it was spinning. Most objects in the belt are made of ice and rock, but this thing seemed to be made of something different. Astronomers were right, but Aron was spinning so
Wait, do they have crack rocks in space? Like, because they said they got ice, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about diamonds. They got rocks, you know what I'm saying? So it just made me think like they probably got crack rocks. I don't know how you make a crack rock, but they're cracked rocks. I might as well just go with it, right? Slap Snee, let's go.
About once every 5.5 hours, that if it was made of ice and rock, it should have torn itself apart from the centrifugal force alone. But it didn't. Scientists started to wonder, what is it and what's it made of? It was time to get in for a closer look, so NASA steered the New Horizons probe in its direction. But something weird happened as the probe approached Pluto on its way. Communications were suddenly lost, as if something was jamming its signal. And as the probe moved away from Aron, communications were again restored, which turned out to be a computer glitch. But NASA was prevented from finding out the truth about the intriguing spinning object. Some researchers suggested that the spinning is creating artificial gravity in the middle of Orion, and it could be some giant ship, something you may have seen in science fiction films. However, the gravity would not be enough for human passengers, but for some other form of alien life, it could be. Could this object be an interstellar alien craft of some kind, like Oumuamua is thought to be? Most likely not, but there is always a slim chance. If you were an alien species and you wanted to get a look at the strange creatures known as humans...
Yo, I don't like how this dude in the middle is like, you know what I'm saying, all up in my face. I'm gonna need you to back up, bro.
The Kuiper Belt would be the perfect place to hide. Perhaps in the future, we'll get another chance to get close and figure out exactly what Orion is. Still, there are Kuiper Belt objects we know a lot about. In 2014, astronomers discovered a weird celestial body in the outer reaches of our solar system. Its estimated size was roughly 32 kilometers across, and what's truly interesting is its shape resembles a snowman. In fact, scientists have long struggled to understand how such a shape could have formed. The object was named Arrokoth and has been visited by the US space probe in 2019. It's become the most distant space object we ever examined at such a close distance. Arrokoth is an example of the most primitive object in the solar system, so you may think there's nothing interesting about it. However, for scientists, flying past Arrokoth was as thrilling as exploring Pluto up close. So what's so special about it? One theory suggests that our solar system formed from a dense cloud of space dust and gas. All that material, as gravity pulled it together, transformed into the planetary system we see today. There's just a tiny gap here. We don't know what happened in between these stages. And because the average Kuiper Belt temperature is about minus 370 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 220 degrees Celsius, KBOs are typically well preserved. So they can fill in those gaps, and Arrokoth is one of the missing puzzle pieces. In studying this weird-shaped flat object, scientists came closer to uncovering how space bodies in our solar system were formed. Arrokoth is a contact binary object, meaning it consists of two parts stuck together. And since these lobes differ in color, it could indicate they have once been separate objects that formed from dust in the primordial cloud over 4 billion years ago. But how did they come together without seriously damaging each other? It turns out collisions that took place billions of years ago weren't that fast and violent. In the case of this KBO, gravity made the two separate parts slowly rotate around each other and bind together in a slight collision. Each celestial body has an intriguing formation story, and if you'd like to see a video about the birth of our sun and our solar system, let us know in the comments. Still, Arrokoth isn't the only mind-boggling object the Kuiper Belt has to offer. The next 50 kilometers, or its shape or color. But what's strange is this object's density, that's 18% less than that of water, which means it can easily float. The object has the name 2002 UX25, and its low density...
That sounds like a new Lexus SUV that's going to be coming out for moms to drive their kids to soccer practice.
...is a big mystery. One way to explain it is the celestial body's high porosity or gaps in its structure. However, it's commonly seen in objects less than 350 kilometers in diameter. Larger objects are too massive for such a low porosity because the force of gravity compresses their material, leaving no room for these gaps. Is this Kuiper Belt object a forensic oddity, something that will change planetary formation theories, or is it something more complicated? Whatever the reason, we've got to learn more about average-sized KBO's density to define it for sure. Another intriguing object is almost 4 times the size of UX25, and it's got a lot of stories attached to it. This one's a planetoid, a minor planet that consists of rock and ice, and it's about 1,300 kilometers wide, but scientists speculate it should have been twice its size sometime in the past. It's possible that this KBO had a collision with Pluto and lost its material as a result. What astronomers cannot wrap their heads around is why this object's temperature has risen from about minus 360 degrees Fahrenheit to minus 260 degrees Fahrenheit millions of years ago. Did something or someone heat it up? We don't know yet. The Kuiper Belt object is called Quawa, and throughout the last several years, scientists have found water ice present on its surface. What's more,
Bruh. I thought that the Kuiper belt would be a whole lot more interesting than this. Like, the temperature went up. What could it be? Maybe it has volcanoes in it and it's being stretched and contracted and causing it to get hot. I don't know. But what I do know is you can't handle the truth. I'm stopping the video there because this shit was boring. Like, nah, I'm good. Alright. And y'all know I love science videos, but this wasn't it. Like, it's not the guy's fault. It's just that it's the Kuiper belt. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to, like, insert aliens, insert monsters, like, war, like, something to go on out there. Because I guess it's not that interesting to me. But if y'all want to see me finish this video, y'all can let me know in the comment section. I'ma still not do it, but we can talk about it. I'ma leave it there. My name is Rain. Catch you on the flip side. RCP salute. Wait for it. Dab on them.